Merry Christmas! Christmas is celebrated around the world on December 25th. Join the conversation as people take part in festivities on Christmas Day. It just went by, but there was a retro picture that Rihanna just shared when she was younger with Santa. Two NFL games are on Christmas Day in 2021. NBC Entertainment, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You won't be seeing this until just after Christmas because I'm actually limited right now on YouTube because I accidentally posted a video that I shouldn't have been. I got a strike. Here it is. Rihanna shares throwback Christmas photo with Santa Claus. That one looks different. The Santa Claus looks darker than what I'm used to usually, but he looks whiter. He looks like a white, but usually the Santa Clauses are older than that and whiter from what I've, in my experience. I've never had like a dark Santa, but some people have. If you have, let me know. Have you ever had a black Santa? Asian Santa, African or Arabic Santa? NBA on Christmas all day long. LeBron sending you a little Christmas cheer. Halle Berry, Halle Berry. The Queen Elizabeth. She did an annual Christmas address since the death of her husband. She's at Windsor right now. Prince Philip. He was never the king. They never did go ahead with that and make him the king. But I know when the queen dies, there will be presiding figures. Some have speculated that someone will become a king, but that's of the United Kingdom. She's the queen, and there used to be a king. I believe his name was King George. There was many kings during the times previous to my life. Queen Elizabeth has been the queen my entire life so far, but she's getting old, they're saying, and she says she's supposed to die within my lifetime. And then we'll see what happens because she's the Queen of Canada as well. And the only King of Canada that claims to be king on that level is me, StacksAMilli, King StacksAMilli, or Thomas. My name is Thomas, King Thomas Perron-Slote. I happen to be related to her because my family were from Europe or whatever, so like way back, and then they had came to then they had immigrated to the United Kingdom. This was before the Nazification of Germany. So my family had already been in Canada a long time, had property and had children all the way back. But originally I think we came from Denmark, Germany, stuff like that, all over. I'm mixed with a lot. Even I think it goes way back it goes all the way back. But anyway, we made a stop in the United Kingdom before coming over to Canada, obviously, and we were a royal family. I believe when I look back, we were part of the Bartholomew, something of that nature. So that's very closely related to the family that the Queen is. And then we unfortunately, I was royal, but I wasn't extremely royal like they are. And I had to be like a soldier, which wasn't a bad thing, but they basically, I think what happened was people were to come to Canada and start a life because there's only so much room in the United Kingdom. We came over with a decent amount of money, like not anything like, oh, we weren't super wealthy, but we weren't poor, I don't think. And yeah, here I am anyway. But I'm a Canadian, but I'm mixed with a lot. And then I was French, mixed with my mom too. Her whole side's French, Quebec and France and all that. Uh, so I'm a mix of English and French, and they're mixed with English too, United Kingdom English too. So they were originally French, and then they were mixed with the United Kingdom English, and then I believe I was even mixed with a little bit of Native American whenever they had come over Canada. Songs with the biggest daily streams on Spotify right now for Christmas. Hashtag easy on me. That one's at 19 million. Of course, the one everybody loves, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas. That one is number two. I would have expected that one to be number one, but it's number two. And she's doing her big McDonald's thing this year in 2021, so that'll be something to look back at. That's what I think. At first, I was like, why are all these stars doing this McDonald's deals and all that? But over the course of time, it's something to look back at. Like that person had that meal. It's more than just the actual meal. It's a big brand deal thing and she did a good job with hers. I think she had the best meal deal with McDonald's, the branding, how they did it. She like covered everything. She did a couple different songs to go with it or rhymes. She had the retro aspect of it. They did a whole photo shoot for it. They had the meal or the free stuff and all that. She covered it completely like a professional. She had the best one compared to that Sweetie or whatever. No, that was at Popeyes. Yeah, and the Travis Scott meal. Well, I guess her and Travis Scott, they did. Travis Scott, don't get me wrong, he impressed me. He did more than I thought. He became way bigger. He had that one hit record. I was like, what? And they gave him a McDonald's meal, and but McDonald's is all about giving a helping hand. If you ever knew their brand, they have the Ronald McDonald houses. They're big onto giving a helping hand, and that's what McDonald's did for Travis. And it ended up Travis's brand did a helping hand to McDonald's. It was like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. He's huge now. Drake pretty much cut a piece of his career off and put it on Travis's back. And then they sold the good meal and everything like that. They could do that annually. They could bring that back all the time in certain demographics. Certain demographics, you can get the Travis meal, like LA, Los Angeles demographic, or those areas. Even in Canada, bring it to Canada. Canada's got money and we want to see more stuff. We got all this money just sitting around, and they brought Target up here, Target stores, and we love them. And it's not our fault you bought the property, you built a huge building, and what? You're not going to stick around? Longevity. That was a big thing that people say about stocks and all that. They say, Warren Buffett, he says, longevity is what makes money. You got to hold it out. Okay? And that is a key example of how they did not hold out longevity on something. Like Target would have been successful by now, right? Like it just would have took time because we used to have this thing called Zellers. Now we don't have it at all. Canada's changed a lot, but we used to have this store called Zellers. It was a Canadian favorite, and they still even have their website. And it had a restaurant inside of it, and it was everywhere, just like Target is in the United States. And then they replaced it with Target. Then they just got rid of Target altogether. But eventually, I think we'll need something. I mean, Walmart is everywhere.